Okay, so we started the recording. I must indicate that as we move along, we finish these slides today, which is process strategy. And then I want to ask if possible that we could have classes on Friday because we won't have classes on Monday at the same time.
Sure, that will be a bit challenging because, well, I guess we'll have to fix up that date because I have classes on Friday.
Okay.
Sorry, I also have classes on Friday too.
So it cannot be Friday. I have classes on Friday.
Well, then if we can have this class this Friday because Monday there is no classes, how do I recover from that? And it becomes challenging because with the next Friday will be the same thing. So how many of all the students have classes on Friday? Because we'll record
Monday.
What's that?
I say it's not only you who will be missing out of class on Monday. You have other lecturers who want to miss out too.
Well, I have no problem. Point taken. I have no problem. On the next issue, we have a quiz on Wednesday, which is going to be on chapter 1, the first slide. On Wednesday will be that quiz. That will be the exam. That will be the deliverable for next week. Wednesday we have that quiz on chapter 1. We have done already. We finished chapter 2, and after the quiz on Wednesday, or I do give the quiz in the last 15 minutes, we develop the chapter. We could work it out. I don't know. I was just saying, you know. But if you, because the first course I have at the same time, but if it's not feasible, no problem. No?
Sir, question in regards to the quiz that we have on Wednesday. What will be the format of the quiz?
The format is multiple choice, true and false. Is that clear? Multiple choice, true and false.
Sir, will it be on Moodle?
Yes, it will be on Moodle. I will design something on Moodle that you need to submit within 50 minutes, and after 15 minutes, it goes down.
Okay.
And that will be on strategy and analysis.
The first slide, which was the creating value using creating value. The first slide. Okay. This is the second slide.
Okay.
Okay, so then
Sir, you mean the second? You mean the first PowerPoint?
The first PowerPoint presentation. This is the second PowerPoint presentation we're finishing.
So basically, you're saying chapter 1.
Chapter 1, yeah.
How many questions, sir?
I don't know right now. I don't know because I have to go and formulate the exam. It won't be more than, I think, just something to do in 50 minutes. I will decide how I will design it, no? So then we can proceed, and after this week we'll meet in 1 week from today. So then we look at process charts now. When we're in operations, there are many times there are symbols that must be designed to demonstrate operations. When we have class next week, we will look at the next chapter, which we should have been doing this week, but I noticed that I jumped, so I'll just go back to that next week, which is we don't have nothing to look about because we're just preparing for test number 1, which will be in 2 weeks' time. So we'll cover all the chapters, which is good, 3 chapters. Right? So then, as we look at this part, we are looking at operation signs that are being used. We have a traffic light, a circle there. Then we have an arrow for transportation. We have inspection, we have delay, and we have storage. So, Ms. Claudia, can you read the first slide where it says there? What is saying there?
Process chart, sir.
Please.
Process charts an organized way of documenting all the activities performed by a person or a group at a workstation, with a customer, or working with certain materials. Activities are typically organized into 5 categories: operation, transportation, inspection, delay, storage.
Okay, so we're looking at this, and these are the basic signs that exist. A circle, a right direction, or that if that was an arrow, it could be a left direction. Inspection, delays, and storage. So if we look at the next slide, a process chart is being given there, whereby each one of them, there's a time for all the activities there. We have step number 1 on according to the table, the amount of minutes it takes, the distance in feet, and then the symbol is there. We have the first symbol, second symbol, third, fourth, and the fifth symbol. It says, it's just putting in diagrams, what do you do when you prepare for school the next day? What do you do prepare for a test? You prepare for a test, you get your materials together, whatever, and you prepare and you study. When you have a test, the same thing, you prepare your materials, your questionnaires, your answers, your notes that you need to review, you do the same thing. So this is an outline of what is given if you are supposed to give an operation. So we look at the signs there. It says again, summary, operations, the circle, that means operation, transportation with the arrow, the inspection with that symbol, then the half circle, and then we have the triangle there to indicate it's stored. Number of steps to be done, time that it will take to do it, and the approximate distance in feet. The time 23 minutes, 11 minutes, 8 minutes, and 8 minutes. So that will be the basic time it takes for each one of the operations. So then it says annual cost of the entire process can be estimated. It is the product of the time in hours performed for each process or time, the variable cost per hour. Number 3, number of time the process is performed. So if we are interested to calculate the annual cost, as we look at the formula, annual cost is equal to time to perform the processes in hours times the variable cost per hour times the number of times process performed by each year. So then that variables, or those variables will be given to you, and you just multiply it, and that should give you the response to it. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
okay. That's good. Thanks. So we have our first example. Kelsey, please read the first example for us.
If the average time to serve a customer is 4 hours, the variable cost is $20 per hour, and 40 customers are served per year. The total labor cost is 4 hours divided by customers times $25 per hour times 40 customer equals $4,000.
Thanks. So when you look at this operation, they're telling 4 hours per customer. Then we have $25 per hour. That's the cost per hour times 40 customers per year, and that gives you $4,000. If you're talking about eliminating hours, go with hours in the first scenario, and then the 3 hours go per hours, and that's how you get the $4,000, right? So that's what they're telling you in the first operation. Data tool analytics, again, these are the instruments that you're going to use to present the information. Present information by using a checklist, a histogram, or by charts. You can also use a Pareto chart other diagrams, a cause and effect diagram. Why do we have this problem? What is the cause of the problem? What problem is it causing? What is the cause? Why did it cause that problem? And what is the effect of that problem? That cause and effect, it's a fishbone theory, which is used by many people to solve their problem that they have in their enterprise. So if we look at those tools, they are basic. We can all do a graph. We can do histogram. We can do bar charts, any type of chart, Pareto charts, scatter charts, any charts we can decide. On our Excel, we create our graph, and the graph, the instrument that we give to Excel, we do whatever we want. So let's go to the first example. Ms. Nancy, can you help us?
Sure, sir. Example 2.2. The managers of a neighborhood restaurant is concerned about the small numbers of customers patronizing his eatery. Complaints have been rising, and he would like to find out what issues to address and present the findings in a way his employees can understand. The manager surveyed his customers over several weeks and collected the following data. The complaints were discourteous server, and the frequency was 12, slow service 42, cold dinner 5, cramped table 20, and atmosphere 10.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Nancy. So then, clients go to a restaurant, and this is what occurred. They're presenting these different deficiencies. That first, the person who served them the food, they are not courteous. The service is slow. Nobody wants to go to a restaurant where it takes too long to provide your food. Or when you go there, the food is cold, or it's not at your desire. So then, how do we present the table? There's information there, and you present the failures. You can decide to present the failure in numbers. And for your information, when you present your graphs, you need to present percentages all the time. You won't present reports with the numbers. You need to present it with the percentages. I want to know what is the percentage, or we want to know the percentage all the time. Many students make an error of presenting the number of persons they interviewed. No, we want what the percentage all the time. And when you present, when you go to SPSS, you just go to switch, touch table, percentage, you click, and it will automatically give a percentage if you put in the raw data. So then, all the failures should be presented in percentage. So they're saying that the majority is saying that there's a slow service. We have the second one, cramped tables. And the next one would be that they believe that the person is not courteous. So that would be the real information to be presented as a bar chart. And next, we have to present it. Well, you tell the graph, you tell the system to use a Pareto chart, or you put in a histogram. And then from the histogram, you create the Pareto chart. Histogram, you put it in ascending order, descending order. Excel will do that for you when you want to create your graph, or your SPSS will create your SPSS graph. And if you say, look, do the Pareto chart for me, it will create the Pareto chart, and you will have this behavior. As we see on this side, the percentage is right here, and it shows how is the Pareto chart calculated. This minus 100, and this is the difference that it's showing right here on this, right? So then you are telling that you have what? This is about what? 17 minus 100, that gives us 83. So that's 83% difference. Same thing here. This amount minus 100 again will give you this, and so on. So if you look at that, it's telling you where the information will take it and how we're going to present the information. That's if you create Pareto chart or bar chart. If you create a another type of chart, a line chart, any chart in Excel could create whatever you want. You just tell the software to do it and it will do it for you. Let's ask Ms. Perdomo, Marciana to help us.
Yes, sir. Example 2.3. A process improvement team is working to improve the production output at the Johnson manufacturing plant's header cell that manufactures a key component, headers used in commercial air conditioners. Currently, the header production cell is scheduled separately from the main work in the plant.
Hey.
Want to read the other one?
No, so then we're at the first part of it, that what is the output? A process improvement team is working on improvement the production output at Johnson manufacturing plant. Header cell, the manufacturer key, a key component, headers used in commercial. So then we go to the second slide. Continue.
The team conducted extensive on-site observations across the 6 processing steps within the cell, and they are as follows. 1. Cut copper pipes to the appropriate length. 2. Push vent and sub holes into the copper log. 3. Weld a steel supply valve onto the top of the copper log. 4. Braze end caps and vent plugs to the copper log. 5. Braze sub-tubes into each stub hole in the copper log. 6. Add plastic end caps to protect the newly created header.
So then, thanks, Ms. Perdomo. So these are the steps that are done in this type of operation. You just mentioned it. A, B, C, and these are the steps to be done. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you go about ensembling whatever needs to be done or to put together whatever needs to be done in a process. Sir Alex Flowers. Alex.
Yes, sir. To analyze all the possible causes of that problem. The team constructed a cause and effect diagram. Several suspected causes were identified for each major categories.
Okay, so then we look at the diagram there, cause and effect, and we can go above the first half of it. Okay, it says, well, management, power methods. First then it says, let's look at method. Suboptical schedule of headers, excessive reaching, and 90% rework level at the field, and then cell layout not fully organized, not fully optimized. Manpower, what the manpower did? Well, operation was not given specific requirements. Then operation take breaks at the same time. And then if we go back to the management, well, frequent changes in header priority. Then information not clear, communication for the cell header to manage. So we see because of the method that was applied, he didn't have the manpower, and the manpower was not receiving direct instructions or procedures, and that's what caused the problem. If we look below it, we go and we did the same problem. Materials, machine. And then we can say, look, let's see where the problem starts from. Raw material shock on the floor, stuck on the floor, on the cell floor. 1. Below, material cutter throughout the whole cell. Why was that? Because 1, unutilized robotic welding. 2, too many headers in the quick before braze 2. And 3, frequent machine breakdowns, especially at the weld. Now, why was that caused? It's simply because 1, setup time increase caused by effect differences in headers geometry. Confusion caused by unable unable headers. So then this is analyzing the problem from the root cause and effect as we go and look at why the problem was caused. And this has to do with inadequate production. You have inadequate production, then determine why is the cause, what generated that. Okay. So do we have any question in that regard? We see where the problem is coming from. Charles Day. I don't know if the way to pronounce the name is right. Charles Day. Can you read, please? Carly, Evelyn? Carly? Tara Humes? Miss Humes? Okay, you're not on board.
I'll just go ahead and read, sir.
Go ahead, please.
The Wellington Fiberboard Company produces headliners, the fiberglass component that form the inner rod of the passenger cars. Management wanted to identify which process failure were most prevalent and to find the cause. Step 1. A checklist of different types of process failures is constructed from last month's production records. Step 2. A Pareto chart is prepared from the checklist data. Step 3. A cause and effect diagram identified several potential causes for the problem. And step 4, the manager reorganizes the production report into a bar chart according to shift because the personnel on the 3 shift had varied amount of experience.
Very good. Thanks a lot for your support. So then, if we look at what was done, well, it says the checklist. Here's the checklist. Process failures. Tier A. Here's in the fabric tally, there was 4, sorry. B, disclosure fabric, 3. Broken fiber board, there was 36. And ragged edges, 7, total 50. If we create the bar chart, again, what was the highest one? The 36, which was the broken fiber failure. Then the edges, then we have the tears in fabric, then we have edges. So we look at it, it's an descending order from the highest to the lowest. You create the percentages, again, from 0 the highest, the lowest will give you the highest, which is 0. Then the next one, what's the space that exists between the 100 and the part that was affected? So that differences give us the angle where the Pareto chart is being designed. So that's the first part of it. So we're creating the Pareto chart and the checklist. Then let's go to where the cause and effect diagram is. Here is it again. Broken fiber board. Why is it broken fiber board? Well, 1, people had no training, it says there. There's a lot of absenteeism, and I assume there's poor communication. When they received the material, if you look at on the material side, there were materials out of specification or they were not available. And if the material is out of specification, what can we do? If we go below, it says within the process, machine maintenance, who knows, maybe maintenance, it was poor maintenance, it was not on time. Machine speed, maybe because of poor maintenance, you're not getting the speed that the machine should be working. And there could be wrong setup. All that, if the machine has poor maintenance, it can be observed because it has a lot of humidity. And there have always been change of schedules in why that cause that the machines are not working appropriately. When we work in operations, we need to have everything scheduled to time. There shouldn't be any delays. Now, human beings, we believe in machinery or optimization because it will do our best for us. It won't fail us. We just need to give it its maintenance and it will be there for us all the time. Any questions so far? Any
No,
questions?
sir.
Okay, everything is clear. So then we go to redesigning and managing process. When we redesign or manage process which are part of re-engineering, redesign is re-engineering. We can question and we can brainstorm. We can also benchmark from pre-existing experience or pre-existing diagrams or model or procedures. All that can be done also. And then we implement what we are copying or what we are adopting. Again, that's re-engineering. I'd love to hear Mildred Kennedy. Mildred? Arnisha?
Redesigning and managing process improvements. Questioning and brainstorming ideas can be uncovered by asking 6 questions. 1, what is being done? 2, when is it being done? 3, who is doing it? 4, where is it being done? 5, how is it being done? And 6, how well does it do on the various metrics of importance?
Okay, so basic questions. What is being done? When is being done? Who is doing it? Where is it being done? How is it being done? How well does it do in the various metrics? We're looking for the efficiency. So then we must consider these when we're redesigning processes. As managers, as I indicated in class number 1, we hope someday that we will be put in a function, we have to manage the inventory, then we will see these type of model or these behavioral patterns all the time when we work in operations. Kelsey, please help us.
A systematic procedure that measure a firm's process, service, and products against those of industry leaders.
Very good. That's how you do benchmarking. You benchmark from copying something that already exists. You don't copy it while you try to modify what they have. You benchmark from what people have. So when you hear what people benchmark, let's review his model and let's improve the model. That's called benchmarking. So that is always been done. Continue, Ms. Kelsey.
Implementing, avoid the following 7 mistakes. Not connecting with a strategic issue, not involving the right people in the right way, not giving the design team and process analysis a clear chapter and then holding them accountable, not being satisfied unless fundamental changes are made, not considering the impact on people, not giving attention to the implementation, not creating an infrastructure for continuous progress improvement.
Very good. So these are common mistakes that managers make. 1, we don't get the people involved. 2, we don't communicate with them. 3, we never congratulate the people then. We are just there to give them a hard time and to punish them. We need to congratulate people. We need to see if they have the instruments. Are they doing the work how it should be done? And most of all, please congratulate them for doing a good work. All the time that has to be done in order to continue to improve the processes. Okay, thanks, Ms. Kelsey. I have Ms. Scott here is the next person. Can you read for us?
Sure, sir. Solved problem number 1. Create a flowchart for the following telephone ordering process at a retail chain that specializes in selling books and music CDs. It provides an ordering system via the telephone to its time-sensitive customers besides its regular store sales. The automated system greets customers, asks them to choose a tone or pulse phone and routes them accordingly. The system checks to see whether customers have an existing account. They can wait for the service representative to open a new account. Customers choose between order options and are routed accordingly. Customers can cancel the order. Finally, the system asks whether the customer has additional requests. If not, the process terminates.
Okay, thanks. So that's a process that goes through. And if we look at the diagram that we're looking at, where do we start from? Well, one, the customer, we know that the customer will read through an automated system, request the type, telephone tone, you design that, you open a new account. After the new account is open, you request the type, you wait for the customer relation service, the customer relationship service completes the request, and you end the call. So then we see how the system is work. It goes from up to down. Automated system generates greeting. A phone tone, I go back again, you open the account, you wait for the customer relationship service, you request the type. After you wait for the customer relationship service, you complete the request and you end the call. And that's the diagram there. The green is the system or the company actions. The square box is a customer action. The triangle will be customer decision. What you do you open the account or do you request a type? And the last one is the inquiry, which is the purple one. So these are way how you illustrate action or the next steps that needs to be done. Let's look at the next example. Problem 1. Cancel the order. What do? We end the order code. The system requests outputs. Customer confirms the output if it's right or wrong. You cancel the order if you believe it's not right, and then there's additional requests. If we are placing the order now, on the other hand, it says specify the order type. Then speak to specialized customer relationship service. Finally, you place the order and you end the call. So then you can see it from top to bottom. As I repeat again, if the cancel order, you enter order code, the system repeats the input, customer confirms, cancel the order, then additional request is made, you end the call. If you're placing the order, specified type of order, speak to the customer relationship person, you place the order and you end the call. So then that is clear how that is being illustrated as observed as illustrated in the diagram, sorry. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay, let's hear Ms. Latanya Yearwood.
An automobile service is having difficulty providing oil changes in the 29 minutes or less mentioned in its advertising. You are to analyze the process of changing automobile engine oil. The subject of the study is the service mechanic. The process begins when the mechanic directs the customer's arrival and ends when the customer pays for the services. Times add up to 28 minutes, which does not allow much room for error if the 29-minute guarantee is to be met and the mechanic travels a total of 420 feet.
Very good. We do not see this in our regular business days in Belize. You go and leave your mechanic your vehicle to the mechanic. What does he do? Put her right there. They park it for you. And then other clients come and they charge them a little advance. And the next client come and he wants the next advance. And I have a friend who will make 200 mechanics. They do the same old story. They always want advance. So you find out at the end of the day, the day is done and your vehicle, and you just want an oil change, and they take the whole day to do it. But they have charged you advance, so you can't do anything. Now that is not efficiency. Let's look at the next illustration whereby we see here, well, if I drop the vehicle, then we look at the steps. If you look at the steps that is done here, we can look at what has happened. Well, direct customers to the service. That's the first thing. Then next, rename or record the name on this desired service. You go on by, let me move this from here. Next, you open the hood, verify the engine type, expect sources, check fluids, walk the customer to the waiting area, record additional service. Look, in Belize, our mechanic don't do all these things. They say, boy, whatever they'll tell you. And they're always looking to not get it done in time. We have that problem in Belize. Why is this? Why do you believe this happens?
Because people do not hold them accountable, and we always seem to be the, I guess, I don't know, the group of people that will just
work with what they have.
What you
well, we accept what they have, and all the time the mechanics are my friend. They say, boy, what all the time? And we build a confidence in the mechanic, and we never get the vehicle at the time that we want it. He knows we are taxed.
Sir,
go ahead.
Sir, can it also be because they don't have something set in place? Like if you come for a oil change, that this is the process. If you come for a tune up or for a servicing, this is the process and this is how long it should take and these are the steps. Do you think maybe it could be that also, that because they cannot give you a definite time?
That is one. Two, we don't have the structures in place. When you go to Caribbean Tires, or one of those merchants that has a Caribbean tire, and they say, look, your vehicle will be ready by, if it's just an oil change, we'll have it by, or aligning, it will be ready by half day. Because they have the procedures in place, and then they're going to tell you what's the service of each one of them. Now, our regular mechanic, he does not have the list of service that will be done, nor he does not have the schedule that's stated here. And if you have to change something, I don't know if he's going to take us some other part from somebody else's vehicle. You buy a new part that he told you, and he will take off the sample. He take off your vehicle part, no, the vehicle part from somebody else and put it on your vehicle, and then you still have to continue to buy parts. That always happens. We do not have credible mechanics in Belize in the majority of the scenario. Now, a mechanic is not someone, in Belize, the mechanics just go and learn mechanics. They don't go and study to be a mechanic. Now, if we go to our neighboring country, Central America, to be a mechanic, you have to go and study to get an associate degree to get a mechanic. I don't care if you have a lot of oil on your pants, but you have to go and get an associate degree to be a mechanic. To be a radio technician, in El Salvador, you have mechanics who just look at Ford vehicles. You have mechanics who are specialized in Toyota. You have mechanics who are specialized in Renault. We have mechanics who are specialized in BMW. They know everything. They specialize in that. So then they go all the way there to specialize in a certain type of vehicle. So there should not be any error with your vehicle. We do not have that industrialized as yet. We need to move here in time to come. Is that clear? But of course, they have all that because they have the profession for that.
Why not, sir?
They have the profession. To be a mechanic, you have to have an associate degree in mechanic, electromechanic, it's called. Our mechanics are those people touch steel and well, and that's what they do. They just touch one, learn, and the next one, take him to one, learn and take off the iron. That's how our mechanics work in Belize. We do not study to be a mechanic here.
Why though, sir?
What's that?
Why isn't it like the other industries?
Because
we do we do have where people do study to be mechanic, maybe not advanced mechanic, but you have like IT vet where they do study to do mechanic work, refrigeration, AC and things like that, where they do get a certificate.
Very good. They get a certificate. What I want to
Yeah,
say,
but I like I
level.
said, I don't know how it is not advanced, no?
Yeah, it's not an advanced level. So they do a little introduction. It's not an advanced thing. If you get an associate degree as a mechanic or a refrigeration, air conditioner, radio technician, then that's a certificate for getting to university. And then,
sir, but
go ahead.
Sir, but like electrician, they need to get a license to practice as an electrician. Why you believe they not do that the same thing for the mechanics?
That is a very, very good question. It's easy. It's because of how our educational system is being set up. That we don't value vocational training. We don't value it. We don't see the essence of vocational training. When vocational training is a profession.
Not only that, sir, but the automotive field is not regulated. So anybody could open an automotive shop. You don't need to have a degree. Whereas for electrical, you need to have your license to, to do electrical. You can't do electrical without the license.
And that's why our people, our
But the
mechanics are not
automotive
professional.
is free.
That's why our professional, our mechanics are not professional people.
They're mechanics, sir.
They don't want to go through the procedures. That's what I'm saying. When you get a license to be an electrician, there are certain requirements that you must fulfill, and you have to go through a test to get a license. You just can't get a license like that. So this is what happened in the environment that we live in, right? Thanks, Ms. Latanya. Let's hear Ms. Sylvia.
Solve problem 3. What improvement can you make in process shown in solve problem 2? A, move step 17 to step 21. Customer should not have to wait while the mechanic cleans the work area. B, store small inventories of frequently used filters in the pit. Step 7 and 10 involve travel to and from the storeroom. C, use 2 mechanics. Step 10, 12, 15, and 17 involve running up and down the steps to the pit. And much of this travel could be eliminated.
Okay. So if we, thanks, I appreciate your support. If we go back, you're saying to eliminate from step 7 to 10 or modify it or detour it or do something. So if we move step 7 to 10, this is what we need to do. Eliminate it or reorganize it. And that's what you're telling. It says step 7, walk to storeroom. So when you go to the storeroom, why don't you get all the filter, whatever needs to be done, you get everything one time, so you don't have to go back for one filter, then you go back for the pump, and then you go back for the range. When you go to the storeroom, pick up everything. That's the way you save time in doing this thing. So this is what this is telling you about these different type of steps that let's save time in doing these things. And if you look at 16 to 17, it says inspect the leak, but after getting up everything, it's assumed that you open up the valve and you get the oil out and you drain it and you do what. Meanwhile, you do all these processes. They're trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and that's what this is telling you to do. Seek efficiency in doing the things. Now, it's like multitask. Now, not everyone can multitask. I'm aware of that. So I'll ask Miss Eleanor Shepard, can you help us, please?
Yes, sir. Solve problem 4. Vera Johnson and Maurice Williams manufacture. Right now, sir.
No problem, no problem. Miss
I could go ahead and read, sir.
Okay, I'll ask someone right there. Don't worry. Go ahead. I appreciate your support. Thanks. Let's ask Miss.
Sir, I can
Karen
read,
Steve.
sir.
Okay, you sure? Go ahead. Go
Hold
ahead.
on. Yes, sir. Hold on.
No
Vera
problem.
Johnson and Maris Williams manufacture vanishing cream. Their packaging process has 4 steps: 1 mix, 2 fill, 3 cap, and 4 label. They have had the reported process failures analyzed, which shows the following: defect, lumps of unmixed product, frequency 7, over or under filled jars 18, jar lids did not seal 6, labels rumpled or missing 29, total to 60. Draw operator chart to identify the vital defects.
Very good. Thanks. I really appreciate your support. So we go back and we draw in, we create the percentages. The defect label account for 43% of the total. Again, each one of them, 29 divided by 60, which is the total amount defect is 60. The first one is 29 divided by 60 times 100, that's 43%. Then you have the improperly filled jar, 18 divided by 60 times 100 give us 30%. The cumulative percentage for the total or the 2 most frequent defects would be 78 plus 30, that gives us 78.33. And that would be the cumulative of the defect, the 48 plus 30 plus 30, that gives us 78.3. If we continue with lumps, would be 7 divided by 6 times 100, that gives us 11.67 of the defects. The cumulative percentage and will be the 70 plus the 11, 78 plus the 11 gives us 90%. And then we go back and calculate the last one, which is the 6. So 6 divided by 6 gives us 10%. 10 plus 90, that gives 100%, which gives us the total percentage of the defects. And when we look at the Pareto chart, we just define it. As you said, the first one had 48% of defect. Here is the 48%. Next one, the cumulative one, the cumulative 48 plus this plus 30 gives the 78, and so that's how the Pareto chart goes. Then we have 78 plus the 12%, that gives us 90%. Again, that's where the Pareto chart goes. And then the next one, the steel, which is just equivalent to 10%. 10 plus 90, that gives 100%. And that's the way the Pareto chart is being designed. Any questions so far? Any questions, folks? Please ask me a question. Please bombard me.
No questions, sir.
Sure, sure. How are we with our groups? We have our.
Sir,
Go ahead.
The quiz has to do with this whole 63 slides.
No, it's the first slide that I sent. This is the second slide.
The first PowerPoint, you mean?
The first PowerPoint, sorry, the first PowerPoint.
Okay, thanks.
The test, the quiz is going to be about the first PowerPoint. This is the second PowerPoint. So please get ready to do your little studies, and on Wednesday I will see you. Enjoy your independence, and then I will see you on Wednesday. We will start the class off. Go ahead.
Sir, by when should we submit the names of our group members?
I indicated you should have done that this week, and there's no problem. You just need to have your 3 groups, and the criteria that I gave is that the sales or the assets has to be equal to or above $150 if you have your 3 members. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
If you start to work that this week, it's better for you because in week 5 we start to do the presentation. I just want to correct how you're going to do your report.
Okay. But sir, what will happen if when we approach these businesses, they ask, well, what exactly do you need? Because I am looking at the at the
Instruction?
the course outline, and I'm not seeing that I'm not seeing a rubric for that. I'm not seeing anything for that.
If you look at this last page of the course
It
outline,
just say rubric for presentation, but for actually what we will do on the
you look at how we have to present the report.
Sir, she has a
How you're going to present the report, it tells you what the report entails. It tells you what the report entails. It entails the cover page, it entails whatever, but that rubric is on the last page. How you're going to present the report and what should it entail.
Okay.
Is it there? That has to be there.
To add to that, I currently have the course outline here, and I know for previous classes you've included that on the course outline, but I'm not sure what happened. But it doesn't have a breakdown. You know how you normally have, you want a cover page, you want methodology,
yes.
introduction, literature review. That is currently not added on the course outline. It's not on the course outline, sir.
Okay, then I'll forward that to you guys right now. I'll put it up on Moodle. I will check it.
Thank you.
And I'll put it up for you right now. So just
Sir, do you have a
go ahead.
Sir, do you have a letter or something that we can present to these businesses to say that this is for a project for production and operation management class? I know for MIS, the lecturer gives us a letter that we can present to the business that we need to do the survey or do the interview or the study or whatever. Do you have something like that?
I will.
Or do we have to come up with our own letter?
That is part of the learning process. You create the letter indicating that we're just doing this for a project and all the information will be confidential.
Okay, because the letter that Mr. Ryan gives to us, it is actually on the UB letterhead.
Well, I could
know if we have permission to use UB letterhead.
Yes, you can do that. As a matter of fact, the letter that you're gonna, when you do a research proposal, that's part of the proposal that you're going to present. You're going to forward the document to me to revise it, and then I will look at the letterhead and look at the letter. Evaluate. That's part of the evaluation of the proposal.
Yes, but sir, if we need the letter so that we can identify the business, so that we can get a business to say yes, you can use us, you can use our statistics and so forth.
Okay. Now, writing a pre-proposal does not guarantee that you will have an enterprise as yet. It could be that we are just thinking. I just want to see what are the procedures that are going to be done in identifying it. If you have to look at the employees, just the basic operational part according to what is stated in the course outline. So you can use UB letterhead, there's no problem about it, and I will do all those corrections when I revise the report. That's why I'm interested in week number 5 that you're going to present it on the group, with the group.
Okay, so right now what you need apart from the group members is just maybe a proposed business that we will approach. Okay.
A proposal.
And you just need that in an email right now, right?
No. Right in the email, right? You don't have to forward the email to me. I just indicate that this week we need to identify who will we work with and identify our business. And the instruction to select the business, that the business have to have sales of $150,000 a year or assets value $150,000. That's it. Week number 5, okay. You're going to upload or going to forward the report to me by email. We will revise it, and then I'll give you feedback. And you will present with your 4 members. Each person in their house. If you're John Doe, you should present from 1 to slide number 7, and Peter should present from 8 to 15, just like that. It's been done. Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
So when you send me a written proposal, I will correct that and we will go from there.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Remember, all the projects that you're writing is for you to go and develop your skills. So when you do your thesis at the end of the day, you don't have these problems anymore. And I am glad that the online thing has come through so that we can support our people in Felicity, because our students in Felicity have had challenge. They don't know how to work. They have not been taught the SPSS. They cannot do this. Well, you're going to learn to do it now because the classes are open, and I can teach anyone from Punta Gorda, Corozal, Placencia, Cienfuegos. I don't care where you are. You're going to do it the way how it should be done, right? So that's a fair deal about the online thing. Any other questions, folks? Well, if there's no other questions, I'd like to say thanks for giving me an opportunity. Enjoy your independence, rest well, and prepare for Wednesday's quiz. It's going to be a short quiz. I'll give you a surprise at the end of the quiz, right? I'll give you a surprise. I won't tell you the surprise. Any questions, folks?
No, sir.
Good, sir.
Yes, sir. What is the surprise, sir?
Guys, a surprise is a surprise.
So
Yes,
what
it's
chapter?
Financial surprise?
It's a surprise is a surprise. I'll just give a surprise on that day.
What chapter will the
Is it
quiz be
financial?
based on?
It's on the first PowerPoint presentation. That's what the test will be on.
Okay, chapter 1, just chapter 1?
Just that PowerPoint presentation. That's chapter 1 of the book.
Okay, sir.
Welcome. Any other question?
On our class session, or will will you open Moodle?
As I said, we will open something on Moodle. You need to, I will give you instruction on Moodle.
Okay, sir.
Welcome. Okay, so next week Wednesday also, this week I recorded the information. I will store it and then put it on the platform. It is possible. Next week I will download the report to look at the attendance. What the attendance do is that it generates a report from the time you enter the session, from the time you get in or you get out of the session. It records that also. It will do everything for me, and I will just generate that report and use that as my attendance. Any other questions?
None, sir.
Okay, so folks, enjoy and enjoy independence. See
You
you on
too, sir.
Wednesday. Well, bye.
You too, sir. Good night.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Hello, sir.
Good night, sir.
Sir, I just realized my PC now I have my name. If you notice on your thing in my PC, I'm gonna fix it now. I'll show you which name should be there. Cause you know I have it by register since you use it. I just noticed it.
Huh? It's not
My
on
name
my-
Wentworth. Yeah, I have PC, but it's Wentworth. I just fixed it. I came all the classes, but you know I show you in my PC. I just noticed it.
PC.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I just fixed it. You
Okay.
just fixed it. Yeah.
What is
So if you
PC?
see that on the previous ones, it was me. I don't know why I had that. I just noticed it.
Okay, no problem.
Okay,
Well,
thank
this
you.
This is the first class we're recording, so no problem.
Okay, good. All right, good.
Okay, thanks a lot. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too, sir. Good night.